So, lot to love. And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
Oh my dear God, the Los Angeles Kings on the road in the playoffs. We got this.
Yeah, wow, Kings fans here after Game 2 in St. Louis here to talk about that game that took place tonight. Also give our top 5 interesting things you might not have known about the city of St. Louis. And we'll also talk about everything associated with the game, of course.
So here we go. It's the playoffs. It's the Los Angeles Kings. We're going to do it. We're going to do it hard, and you're going to like it.
All right, Kings fans, so we're back after a huge Game 2. So going into the game tonight, all the pressure obviously was on the Blues again, I thought. So, obviously there was a big hit that we failed to mention in the last episode.
It's going to happen. Who cares? Pietrangelo, was BS. The call was right. But, Game 2, Chris, it's all about the St. Louis Blues. And Los Angeles Kings looking really good on the road and really getting that production from, everyone at this point, which is fantastic. And sure enough, I mean, what a horrible first period for the St. Louis Blues, and what a great period for the Los Angeles Kings going up. What was it? 4-0.
Yeah, we talk about X-Factor players in the game. We talked about last time how Dustin Penner stepped up. Green had the huge game winner. Now, this time it was like kind of all the expected guys showed up. You had Richards, Kopitar, Williams, all these guys. And it was so shocking. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I think every Kings fans worldwide are just kind of like, I can't believe this is happening.
If you look back when we first started making our season predictions, we were saying the Kings are probably going to go to the Western Conference Finals. We've had a really rough year, a lot of downs, but now it's ups. And maybe now, Chris, is the time that the real Los Angeles Kings, the people with that identity that Dean Lombardi has spent so many years trying to build, and we've spent so many tears just crying over the whole thing, has finally showed up. And, it really looked like it in that first period. Gosh, but you know what? I'll tell you. The thing I was thinking to myself was Game 3 against the San Jose Sharks, up 4-0 as well, ended up losing the games. Sphincter was still firmly tightened.
Yeah, you can't help but think that. When you're a Kings fan, you think back at that. I remember how excited I was being at that game, how awesome it was. And we're like, oh, God, we're going to win the cup. And then, of course, lost 5-4, at the end of the game. But, we take a look at the second period, and the Kings are still playing their game. The Blues, let's talk about the Blues for a second. They were all over hitting the Kings players. They really wanted retribution for, the Pietrangelo hit. And I don't want to hear one Blues player say, oh, they lost 5-2 because, Pietrangelo wasn't there. Yeah, whatever. Kings are on fire. Their defense is amazing. Everyone stepped up this game, and it was awesome to see because this is a Kings team that we all thought existed. Now, we talk about the one issue that's still plaguing the Kings is their power play. Awful again. I think they're 0 for 11 in the series, and I think they're at 2 for something ridiculous in the playoffs. But I'm just going to throw this out there. We're only partial homers here. Sometimes we call it the Kings. But if the Kings get their power play together, there isn't anyone in the world they cannot beat.
You're absolutely right, Chris. And that second period was very, very interesting in that the St. Louis Blues held the Kings to only 2 shots on goal. So a completely different team really came out. But, the first period, the St. Louis Blues had that really, really early goal. And I was like, oh, God, it's Game 3 yet again. And, of course, Justin Williams answering soon after. But, you got to wonder going into Game 3, Chris, which St. Louis Blues team actually shows up. It's the one that held them to 2 shots or the one that showed up in the first period?
I'm not seeing the Blues team that was the second seed. I'm not seeing the Blues team that was, had one of the best offenses in the league and one of the best defenses. I'm not seeing the Blues team that's, well coached and has all these veteran, gritty guys on their team and a bunch of young people in their core. I mean, I'm not seeing this team at all, and I don't know if that's the Blues sort of choking, especially at home. And a lot of those guys are still, the young players haven't really played in the playoffs yet. But I'm still not seeing it. I don't know if it's the Kings or the Blues.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both. I mean, first of all, the St. Louis Blues, they got some good veterans on the team, but they don't have a lot of playoff experience. They went to the first round, I think, right after the lockout or the second year and got swept. Los Angeles Kings, they've been in it, and they've hung out a little bit just in the first round. So, you definitely have that going for you. Coaching, Daryl Sutter is definitely, I think, maybe in his prime of his coaching career. But, I don't know. When you look at the teams on paper, it's very close, but you got to give the edge to the Los Angeles Kings. And that's what I said, going back to, earlier when we were talking. I think the real Kings, Chris, are starting to finally show up.
Yeah, you look at the big guys on defense, and the defense is just incredible. And again, the PK was perfect yet again. And I think the Blues had 9 chances tonight. Frickin' 9. I'm sorry, but it's legit. This defense is exactly what D. Lombardi sort of constructed over the years, and now they're playing well. I mean, Willie Mitchell. He's so underrated. We talk, but the emergence of Willie Mitchell, especially the second half of the season, he has stepped up. God, I want to throw this out there. I think he's almost better than Rob Blake was in his time. I mean, it's just he's playing fantastic right now.
Whoa,
I know.
Kalzewski.
Kings fans will be like, "You suck, Kalzewski." But I'm sorry, but Willie Mitchell is playing well. Doughty is finally finding his way, and even Jeff Carter had a goal tonight. We've been sort of criticizing him a little bit, but Jeff Carter had a friggin' goal. I mean, all the expected guys scored tonight. They didn't need those X Factor guys. Penner. Talk about Dustin Penner having another awesome series. It wasn't just he's not a one-game wonder.
Chris, I'm going to tell you, I'm thinking now that Colton Tubert, first-round pick, and a third-round pick, is now finally working out for the Los Angeles Kings. Give Colin Fraser another goal or two. We won the Smith trade as well. I'm calling that. But I want to talk on a more serious note. Kalzewski, tonight on Kings were on CNBC, which is weird, CNBC,
yeah, it was weird,
with Jim Cramer. But Brian Hayward, is awful. I mean, I mean, he's terrible. And not just because he works for the Ducks and things like that. And Bob and Jim, I think are fairly balanced. They'll call it the Kings when they're terrible. You know what I mean? But they love the Kings. I mean, that's definitely obvious. Yeah. But I mean, I can't think of anyone worse that can. The guy was openly rooting for the St. Louis Blues. Brian Hayward is absolutely awful.
Dude, looking for every opportunity he had to jab at the Kings a little bit. Even when they were up 5-1, he's still like, I see the Blues are fired up here. Anything can happen. It's the National Hockey League. It's like, shut the hell up. People I like Brian Hayward? Yeah, Getzlaf and Perry, which is 0. I can't. It's so unfortunate that the guy's calling him, but whatever. We won. You're at home.
Suck it.
All right, Kings fans, so the Kings are returning to Los Angeles to play Game 3 on Thursday, and I hate to say it, and as much as I want to see them, I kind of wish Game 3 was in St. Louis. Still on the road. There's just something magical about this Kings team playing on the road this year. I don't know if they're having a lot of fun in the hotel, or they're ordering late-night room service and, giving the rookies swirlies and stuff. I don't know what's going on, but it's magical, so... I'm looking forward to seeing them, how they play against their home team, but you go up 3-0, as we see, and as historically... It's pretty much a death grip on the series.
Yeah, and I think TJ Oshie, maybe said it. He was saying that the more physical team is going to probably win this series. Well, tonight that was clearly the St. Louis Blues, and them being physical is, that's key. That's going to definitely hurt the Kings, but the Kings have the power to do that as well. So I definitely see that as being a factor. However, advantage Los Angeles. You know what I mean? At this point, it's our series to lose. That's a great place to be in. So looking forward to that on Thursday.
All right, Kings fans. So again, the Kings are departing St. Louis, but we wanted to throw out some things that we've learned about the city of St. Louis. So here are our top 5 most interesting and bizarre things about St. Louis.
St. Louisians consume more barbecue per capita than anyone else in America.
Number 4, they have one of the nation's only dog museums.
The milkman may not run while on duty.
Number 2, 7-Up and Dr. Pepper were invented there.
And the number one strange thing about St. Louis, it is illegal to drink beer out of a bucket while sitting on a curb. All right, Kings fans, we'll be right back at you on Thursday after the Stape. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right on the top of your screen. You want to, you have to. And if you like my shirt, hey, I like it too. Check out Grinder Threads. Use the KingsCast code, which we'll leave for you on the YouTube, because I forgot what it was right now. You get 10% off. Who cares? They're great shirts. I'm Keith Kodalik.
And I'm Chris Kalzewski.
Thanks for watching Overtime by KingsCast.